I walked in on my son having sex with my brother's wife. I, Vasudi 4F, walked in on my son, Chirdu 18M, having sex with my sister-in-law, 34F, brother's wife, in a cabin, and I think they have been having sex for a while. My brother 37M moved in with us in February with his wife and 2 children. My husband, 44M, and I have big house on a farm. My husband is a farmer. And with everyone working from home, we thought it would be a good chance to stay together as family, and for my nieces to spend time on the farm. I have 3 children, and all of them live with us. The oldest is 18M and the other 2 are 16F and 13F. On the day my brother arrived, I went to buy groceries with my son, and he went to the pharmacy to get his gym supplements, and I bought the food. I saw condoms in my son's plastic bag. When we arrived at the house, 2 packs with 36 condoms each, so 72 in total. Didn't think anything of it, thought he had gotten a GF and wanted to be safe. Everything was fine. Everyone got along. My sister-in-law and son would go on an early run around the farm. Everything seemed normal until last month when they left on their run. But I was up baking, and I never saw them make any rounds around the farm, which was weird. I asked about it and they said they decided to hit the road. I thought nothing of this, everything seemed normal. My sister-in-law and son seemed to have a very good bond. Yesterday I was coming from a friend's house early in the morning. The sun wasn't up yet and it was little dark, but I saw that the cabin we have in the farm was open and the light was on. I thought maybe one of the employees had forgotten to lock up, so I went to close the door and switch off the light. As I got closer, I heard people having sex and I took a peek, and it was my son and sister-in-law having sex. I didn't confront them. I was so in shock. I still haven't told anyone what I saw and I don't know what to do. Should I confront them? Should I tell my brother? Should I tell my husband? I'm so confused. I've been doing a lot of thinking and I'm sure they have been having sex for a while from the condoms. My son was always at the house, never brought a GF. The morning runs around the farm. Do they really go on a run or do they have sex? The close relationship. Update. I first want to thank everyone for all the advice I got from my original post. I'm sorry for not replying to any comments. I think I only replied to 1 comment. My head was all over the place. I'll try to keep this update short. As was suggested by many of the comments, I decided to tell my husband first and proceed from there. My husband lost it. He first thought it was a joke. We talked about the issue, and we decided we should first talk to our son before telling my brother. We confronted our son with what I saw. He already knew what was going on, as he saw my Reddit post and put 2 and 2 together. He didn't deny anything, he confessed. He told us him and sister-in-law have been having sex since February last year. He was 17 at the time. My son said it started on sister-in-law's birthday party he attended. They got drunk and had sex in a bathroom, and they have been meeting at hotels ever since and sneaking off at family gatherings. After my son's confession, my husband just lost it and told my son to leave the house and go to our condo in town as he didn't want to see him in front of him at this moment. When my son was gone, my husband stormed into my brother's room and told my brother everything. Sister-in-law was not in the house at that moment. My brother lost it and packed his stuff, took the kids and left. He asked where my son had gone. He said he wanted to teach him lesson. We didn't tell him, and he eventually left. Sister-in-law didn't return. I think my brother might have called her, or my son warned her, and she is afraid to come back. Her things are still in the house. In all the screaming and shouting, my daughters heard everything and are devastated that their family might be ruined. They miss their brother and are afraid my husband won't ever let him in the house again. My husband hates all forms of infidelity to the core and has always drilled this in our 2 eldest children, that they must never cheat on anyone or be in a relationship with someone in a relationship. I know I did nothing wrong in this, but how will I ever look my brother in the eye again? He won't answer and calls or text. My husband said I should give him time to heal. My son has left the condo because he is afraid of what my brother will do to him and is now hiding at a friend's, and he won't tell us which friend. No word on sister-in-law. Info. Sister-in-law was the one who initiated sex the first time my son and her slept together. She was the one booking hotel rooms, buying my son dinners and lunches. My son was even receiving an allowance from her. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. OP doesn't want to have sex anymore, nor lose or hurt her husband. I never want to have sex again, like ever, but I do not want to lose or hurt my husband. I've been struggling with this for over a year. I, 29F, am married to a man who we shall call John, 30. I saw other posts on here, of others in a similar spot, and I have done a few things over the last year or so. I've been to doctors, therapists, asked around online about solutions, but my sex drive is just flat dead. Nothing brings it back. Nobody has had answers yet. I am in perfect shape. So is he. I haven't lost love or physical attraction. No body dysmorphia, hormonal levels are fine. I am not on hormonal because I don't take any other medications. I tried stupid online bullshit and snake oil, but I think deep down I knew that stuff was never going to work. We have been together for 7 years, married 3. We are happy, we have a home and good careers, 3 wonderful dogs, and our families get along. But I just cannot stomach the idea of ever having sex again. It makes my skin crawl thinking about it. I have either been making excuses to put it off or just grinning and bearing it, when he was clearly just riled up and I didn't have the heart to look him in the eye and say, "Ew." I literally have a cry the next time I am alone. I was his first, he wasn't my first. I taught him how to be my lover. Everything was fine for over 5 years. John is considerate, takes his time, made sure we both had fun and felt satisfied. I feel so awful even considering talking to him about it. Before last year, we had done it nearly every day. Over the last year, my sex drive has slowly died. I think that I just do not want to have sex, ever again. Is that so odd? Why is that so wrong? How do I approach this with John? I plan to sit him down on our next day off together, which is in 5 days. I have that long to decide what to do. I can't do this to him or myself any longer than that. Is it right for me to unilaterally cut that part of our relationship out? I do not think so. But everyone says that I shouldn't be forced to do it just to keep my marriage, which sounds like crap based on the other posts here. I know sex is important. I don't know what to do next. He has been completely in the dark on this because I'm scared of divorce. I don't want him to think I don't love him or think he's unattractive. I'm scared to hurt my best friend. I don't want him to resent me or to feel trapped. Just any advice, please. I feel like I am about to burn our entire lives down. Update. I decided to talk to him sooner rather than later and took a few days off from work to sort this out. I think he might have left me over the lying to him for a year part. I am mostly just venting, but if you have thoughts, by all means. I do not think there is anything I can do alone to fix this. John was not angry at first, but made it clear that he would not support being in a sexless marriage. He was also a bit annoyed that I asked if he would be okay sleeping with others. He is one of those super honest and holds to his values quite strongly, which is one of the many things I respect about him. There was a lot of emotions. He walked around the neighborhood a few times, would come back in and ask questions, then leave again. He goes on walks to clear his head. This is not strange. He was angry after I told him how long I had kept this to myself, and to be clear, he asked for a timeline. I told him about the doctors, snake oil, and the therapy. I knew he was going to be mad, but John was red and absolutely fucking silent. I've only seen genuinely mad once before, and it quite literally paralyzed me to have him look at me that way. John has never, and will never hurt me, but he never made me feel small or vulnerable. His size always made me feel safe, but in that moment I felt different. He just walked away, got his laptop bag, and said he was going to a friend's house. I have a feeling I know which one, but I did not have a chance to ask. I have not heard back from him since he left 2 days ago. I called and texted, but he didn't answer me directly. Instead, I got a call from his older sister. She asked me to just leave him be and let him work stuff out for the moment. At least I know he's somewhere safe. She asked me what I did to upset him so much, and I foolishly told her the truth. That went just swell. I completely needed my ass chewed because that can only help, right? Sarcasm, in case that's not obvious. At this point, I just want him to come home. He has been the perfect partner, and I just want him to talk to me. He doesn't deserve this. I should have never kept anything to myself. We have a king-sized fucking bed that I am sleeping in alone. The dogs are clearly confused, sleeping by the door, because I am the only one feeding and walking them instead of both of us. My plan, assuming he goes along with it, is suggesting couples therapy. That's all I got. New update. He is leaving but clearly trying to burn my life down on the way out. John has decided to leave. Divorce proceedings are already messy because John challenged our prenup in court, and it was found to be unconscionable by the judge because I had violated it by telling him to basically cheat if he ever wants sex again. I had no idea he had even hired a lawyer, so I showed up alone and unprepared. Why isn't anyone in this whole thing seeing that I am miserable and don't want him to leave at all? I do not understand why having sex is such a big deal for him. We did so many other things together, and just because I don't want to do one of them anymore, it's all over. Whatever happened to consent? Now we have to fight over the house, dogs, and he is even going after business assets. We could have had an easy split, but he has decided to be petty instead. My only option to protect the business that I started during college is to use lawyers he could never afford. Our entire life has turned to shit, and I am struggling to find out why I am having to suffer for this. Comment. I wonder why her sex drive has just vanished. I know she said she's tried everything, but it's one thing for your libido to go down with age and a steady partner, and it's another to be disgusted at even the thought of sex with your husband, especially one she clearly loves. I feel like there's a giant missing reason here. We have come to the end of our story. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. Tell us what you think about this story in the comments.